Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Dress yourself in one of the expressive t-shirts from Kush Online. Over 109 styles and 18 colors. Kush takes the stress out of getting dressed. Hi, welcome to my channel. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit that post notification bell so that you'll know every time we upload. Today's broadcast is sponsored by Kush Online. We take the stress out of plus size queens worrying about what to wear. Hey guys, welcome to my channel and welcome to another video. Now this is definitely a late one. So if you are here, I really appreciate you. As you come in, if you will, please hit the like button. Um, as you know, on this channel, we talk about topics and things dealing with moms. Primarily commentary on mother vloggers. Now, this is very different than what I usually do. And I actually had a conversation with another young lady today that does commentary about this. And I was like, ooh, I don't think I'm going to touch that. But shout out to Carlos King. I saw it on his channel, and I wanted to do commentary on it. And so I just decided to go ahead. I'm up, I can't sleep, and go ahead and make it happen tonight. Those of you who are here or catch this in the replay, please hashtag replay. This is a sensitive subject, so if it's something that you can't handle, please understand, first of all, that just the way that we talk about this will be very generalized as much as possible, obviously, with the topic at hand. But I wanted to get into the story. So this is somewhat of a blind reaction. I've actually seen, her name is Isis, apparently. She is known as the trophy wife. She has a channel, and her channel was about being a trophy wife, being a woman who uh, talked to other women about finding and attracting the right type of man, or should I say, a man who I guess would see you as a trophy. So, you know, she put everything into her relationship. And so, with that being the case, you know, obviously she was very devastated when she found out that the individual that she married basically uh, is kind of like a predator. So let's jump on into this. We're going to watch her video, and then we're going to watch the video of her husband's alleged niece.
It's like I built the channel and this whole brand around being this man's wife and trying to teach other women how to attract good men and provide men and all these different things. And I truly held my husband or saw him as the bar for what every woman should, type of man that, or type of husband that every woman should aspire to have. And I didn't realize that the person I married was actually going to be my biggest nightmare.
Let me say this. It's funny, this topic here, because I just did a video about 3 days ago, and oddly enough, the video got very few views compared to when I talk about her other times, Peach McIntyre. She did a video talking about uh, men when they seek out women with children, it's for ulterior motives. And then here comes this story. Now, when I first heard about Trophy Wife, this is not what I thought about. But I'm just making reference to the fact that she says that, and then bam, here's this story. I don't know. It's really weird and interesting at the same time.
So basically, when I first met my husband, as I've already talked about in another video, I think it was my single mom video, I explained, a little bit about how we met. And I really thought that that man was Prince Charming. So when I first met my husband, I thought that he was my Prince Charming. I thought that he was my knight in shining armor. And
So you're saying, Passion Lisa, that Peach's mom did a video about this particularly, as well as Peach. Now, the video I saw that Peach did, she alleged that it was about something from years ago. Um, she didn't speak directly about this, but still at the same time, I don't know, the timing was a little crazy that she talked about that. And then for her to say that a man would only want to be with a woman that has kids for alternative means, that is not the case. But is that what you mean?
he portrayed himself to be this amazing, upright, righteous Christian man. I believed him. I think shortly after we got married, and this is something that I haven't talked about, I started noticing like certain things changed with him. And I just started to see a few things that I didn't like.
I wonder why at that moment did she not speak on those things? Did she just feel afraid to confront the situation or what? Because I mean, this just makes it even that much more difficult. Now, I don't know everything about this story. I don't know if I think her husband was, I guess, the little girl's father's, maybe not her older sons. She really didn't speak on that. But I don't understand why immediately when she started seeing things that she felt uncomfortable about, why wouldn't she speak on it? Because you are the only advocate that your children have. Now, she didn't specify that the issues were with the husband, but you know what I'm saying.
But I honestly thought that some of these were things that I could get past.
True, Passion Lisa. That is true.
It's like sad to even say like I could get past some of these things. I don't even know where to start. 6 weeks ago, I was changing my daughter, my 4-year-old daughter.
Now I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The first thing that I thought right here was 4-year-old daughter. Like, why would you be changing? Like, why is she not potty trained? But that's really irrelevant to the story at hand.
And I noticed that when I changed her, she was red and very sensitive. And immediately, my first thought was, did someone touch her? Oh, God.
And she's saying, her first thought was, did someone touch her? My question is, because it's been so long since I've had a child that young, how many people have access to a child that age? I mean, for those of you who may have kids that are around the age, man, it's been so long since I've had a 4-year-old.
So I asked her, baby, did somebody touch you? And she ended up saying it was Daddy. I felt like my world ended on that day.
Now, I want to say this. When I first saw this, like I said, I saw it on another channel. When she said her world ended that day, the first thought that came to my mind was the fact that sometimes women put so much into a man. Like she wasn't worried about being self sufficient. She wasn't worried about being a good mother and being able to take care of her children. She was worried about being a trophy wife. So to answer your question, Passion Lisa, I think that the reason she is concerned about the channel is because the only identity that she has is her channel, the trophy wife. Like, I don't know if she says she has a brand of this. I don't know if she did classes or whatever, but her channel is about being a trophy wife. Now, apparently, she did change the name of the channel, unless this is not her channel that I'm on. But when you look at the masthead, it does say trophy wife. So that's probably why, because I mean, that's in her entire identity is being that.
My husband wasn't home at the time when she told me, but I knew he would be coming home soon, so all I could do was just say, don't tell him that you told me. And I just instantly started trying to think of how I could get my kids out of the house.
To be in that type of situation that you have to temporarily deal with this person who may have done such an egregious act. Yeah, honey, I don't think I could have did it. I'm sorry. I think I would have went ape shit right there.
Because I knew if I confronted him or asked him about it, that he would just lie, and that he would probably just continue to keep doing stuff to her, but just become more covert or more sneaky. Or
Honey, the first thing I would have did is called the police to have them there before he got home. Because I don't think I could have did what she did.
whatever. As soon as my husband got home, I he was actually picking up the boys from school, my two older boys from school. As soon as he got home, I told him that I was gonna go Halloween shopping with my sister because I needed an excuse to get out of the house with all the kids. And I knew if I said something like, oh, I'm going to the grocery store, that be suspicious, like, why am I bringing all the kids, and like packing things, like things that we would need and things like that. So going Halloween shopping was the best thing I could think of to just hurry up and get the kids out of the house. I'm sorry, I had to get myself together. So when I got to the hospital, they basically told me that we had to go to another hospital because they didn't do physical exams, like that kind of physical exam there. So a police officer escorted the kids and I to another hospital where they were able to evaluate my daughters. It ended up coming out that he had actually been touching both of my daughters, who are only 2 and 4 years old.
I don't even think I would have been able to do this interview. Two years old. That is crazy. I mean, that is unimaginable.
It still feels like a dream. Like, when this first happened, I just kept waking up every day and just hoping that this was a dream. Because it's literally my worst nightmare. It's my worst nightmare. I myself am a product of RAPE. That's how I came to be. And was also, abused as a child.
Isn't that crazy? And I did see what you are. So you're saying that you don't fit. I guess I don't understand in what way. Do you think that it wasn't him or whatever? Because his niece is going to speak out, and I am going to play that. We're going to do commentary on that as well after this.
By a neighbor's husband. And I specifically prayed to God that my children would never, ever, ever have to go through this. And I'm just not quite sure how this happened, why this happened. I just don't know how he was able to get away with it and so sneaky. because with my own trauma, I watch my kids like a hawk. Like, I don't like them sitting on people's laps. None of that. And he knows how much I cannot stand men like him. And to think, like, I couldn't even go to sleep in my own house and know that my children are safe.
Well, now you're saying you couldn't go to sleep and know that they're safe. Actually, you could go to sleep and know that they're safe because up until the moment that you realized something was wrong with the baby, that's exactly what she was doing. So, um, unless there's a part of the story that's not being told, like did she have clues before? Is that what she's saying? I mean, otherwise, that's a contradiction.
Just by me going to sleep, my children were left unprotected. Um,
My heart goes out to any woman who has this burden brought upon her because I don't know what I would do. It's like even in my mind, I cannot identify with this because I can't connect with it on that level without feeling, gosh, I mean, I would have went to jail straight up, even from the allegation, especially if I saw some clues like she's saying she saw, baby, it'll be over.
so I don't know what the future of this channel is gonna be. I don't know if I'm gonna change the name or what.
So, also, Passion Lisa, I think to answer your question, this isn't about her just bringing it forth here. It's about this is her trophy wife channel that I'm playing this from. And I guess she's just making an announcement to the people that who are her subbies to let them know, hey, I this is something that I've been teaching you guys. This is what we talk about here. This is the brand. I've told y'all about my life, and now, boom, here's this situation, and I don't know how to handle it. I think that's why she did this. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Building your online business? Go to Wix.com and set up your store.
So that is her part of it. So then after that, there is another story. And the other part of it is the niece's story, I guess. So we are going to jump over and we're going to take a look at that. Now, I saw this first part, but I didn't see any of the situation where the niece was speaking. So I'm going to set that up here and we can now watch that together and then we can discuss this. Um, I don't know. What I see in her face is shame. And yeah, I'm about to play it. Oh, son, when you say it's more, you think that more happened, or you think that it's more behind the story? Like, tell me what you think. I mean, tell me what you're saying, and let me set up this other part real quick. Okay. So here is the part front. This is supposed to be his niece speaking. So let's watch that and then we can continue our commentary.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dee, and I am the niece of the trophy wife's husband. Now, I know you know who the trophy wife is because she's been going up and down my timeline for the last couple of days. Her name is Isis, or Paloma, which is her real name. Um, this lady is completely insane. Let's just start from there. Um, Background story: her and my uncle got together really quick. From what I've been seeing and what I've been told, she thought that she was getting a come up with
Well, her name is Trophy Wife. So, yeah, that's exactly her. That's what her whole persona is. Being a woman that married successful and then teaching other women how to do it. So that's what her channel was about.
my uncle. But then when things didn't go her way and she pretty much seen that she could no longer hide the things that she was doing behind closed doors, she ended up trying to find a different route, which was to come on here and lie to you all and tell you that her daughter had been touched by her dad, which that is not the case. Her daughter had been touched by her son, and she didn't want anybody to know because she wanted to try to make it seem like my uncle was the bad guy because she wasn't getting what she wanted in the divorce.
Okay, now let's start there. When I didn't hear anything about a divorce at first. Um, Hold on. Yes, she made a channel doing all that, and they said it happened with a brother. She should have taken it to the law. They are the gold diggers, but like I said, it is more about the children. Okay, I don't know if this is going to be several. Let me see. Okay, so yeah, maybe it's more than one part to this, and someone put them all together. So we're just going to let this play. Okay, I guess this is the next
For you
part.
smart ladies out there who sit up there and to yourselves, oh, this cannot be true. This can't be, you know, something that woman would allow, which it's not. It's not something that a woman would allow. I am a victim of sexual assault or rape or whatever you want to call it.
I hope that does not affect my channel. But she's just said something about a woman allowing it. I don't recall from the way that the young lady Isis spoke. Obviously, she didn't allow it, and she's alleging she didn't know until she saw the signs and went from there. And she said that the 4-year-old girl said that it was him. So let's continue from there.
Um, and I don't appreciate one bit of the accusations being put out there, especially not just because they're fake, not just because that they're out there just for clout, but because of the fact that this involves a family member of mine who I care about dearly.
You know what? I'm so sick of people with this clout crap. Where's the clout in this story? I mean, let's keep it real. Where is clout in this story? Where is it that a person would want? I can't even get the comment out because it's so ridiculous. How does she get clout from saying that? From making her child a victim? I mean, wow.
Multiple family members. Do you want to put that out there? Because the kids are my family too. But the boys are somebody else's. The girls, and the last baby are a part of my family. And if they're being harmed in any kind of way, I definitely would want to stand up for them, for sure. But her son is the one that the baby first initially said that was touching her. My grandmother was changing the baby one day, and she seen that it was red down there, and she said that her brother did it. Now, when they went to court, the court did not believe what she was saying because Oma had already put, or ISIS had already put out a case against my uncle because my uncle was furious when he found out that her oldest son was touching the girls. So he went out and tried to, seek help to figure out what he should do about getting her son away from the girl so that they would no longer go through this. But as soon as he did that, ISIS went and took papers out on him claiming that he did it because she didn't want her son to go down for it. On top of all of this, she's sitting over here acting like she's the best parent in the world.
This is a freaking mess. The bottom line is that something has happened here. Now she's saying both kids, this niece is saying one kid. Honestly, the father shouldn't have to worry because somebody in the social service system at this point should have stepped in because obviously something is going on. So, regardless to who it is, at first protect the child. Then we get to the meat of who it is. So, I mean, what in the freaking world?
When, if y'all go,
And when the heck did the grandmother become a part of the story? So, why did it even get when the thing first happened and she said it was the brother? Why was the police not put into play at that moment? What in the world?
look for yourself, y'all will see she has a child abuse case of her own. Her youngest son was,
Miss Cheeks, not
she
yet.
tried to put it on my uncle that he abused her youngest son, which loves my uncle to death. But the day that her and her ex tried to put out there that my uncle had abused her son, he wasn't in the state. He wasn't nowhere near. So one,
Just a second, let me see what y'all saying. They went after polite victim. Who's that? Is the dad in jail? Why couldn't he speak on his own behalf? I will say this: if he is under scrutiny for this situation, and it said that he did something like that, I'm sure his attorney told him not to speak. I mean, that would be the main, if you're in trouble like that. But the question is, if it's a someone else involved in this, where is that part of the story? Because mom didn't even address that, but you're saying that she may have put something on her community wall. So after this, we'll go look.
once they went to the hospital and they took the little boy to the hospital, the one thing that they didn't do this time is the social workers pulled him aside and started asking him questions and asked him, "Who hurt you?" Come to find out, the little boy told and said that it was her.
Now, what in the world is she talking about? I understand that she's saying that the mother has a case somewhere, but what kind of case? And what does this have to do with the little girl? And being that that child is a minor, she may could get in trouble if she's exposing someone that is involved in a legal case that is a minor. Now she didn't say the name, so maybe she's safe there, but yeah, that could cause her a little bit of trouble.
Not only that, her oldest son has sent uncle threatening messages He has rubbed poop on the walls at multiple family members' house, including theirs. He has pushed his younger brother down the stairs to the point where he had a concussion, and she didn't want to take him to the hospital because she didn't want them to know that she had, a son that had been abusing on her other kids. And then not only that, he hasn't just touched the two girls, he's touched all three of the kids. He's touched his little brother, touched his 4-year-old sister, and he's touched his 2-year-old sister.
Wow. So she's saying that this woman has a kid that's basically uh, a predator beyond all predators. And I mean, things like that don't usually happen this young. And if a child does act in such a way, then one would assume that he's been through the same thing. So this just is a mess.
But all of this will come out eventually. My uncle cannot say anything right now because the case is still open. But my thing is, you sitting over here saying that he did all of this stuff. If he did, the police themselves said that he would be in jail. They would have took him to jail as soon as the hospital said, "Oh my God, the baby's been touched." He would have been in booking right away. He wouldn't be out right now working. He wouldn't be out right now being bothered with all of this extra stuff that you're putting on him because of the fact that you want money. Like what mother uses this platform to sit up there and say my babies have been raped or my babies have
Wow.
been touched, excuse me, and then sit over there and then try to put a GoFundMe page up. You know
Now, hmm, having a GoFundMe suspect, that is true. But also, again, we have to look at the other side of this. She's a quote unquote trophy wife, which means she is a woman who is being taken care of by a man and has nothing. Well, maybe not nothing because she does have her page. And I guess she makes money. She has about 68,000 subs. So there is that. But this is a lot. And according to this young lady here, they are working on the case, but apparently he has not been arrested.
why she's putting that GoFundMe page up? Because my uncle has had enough. Not giving you any money. He's not sitting over there uh playing into your little schemes where she sits over there and tries to have her kid's father call his phone to get him to talk to the kids so that she can say he's in breach of a restraining order. Like,
So he does have a restraining order so far. So it is assumed that something may have happened, and if they haven't went to court, it's what's called an ex parte restraining order, which means that it was done without a formal court hearing. Because anytime you have any legal situation that occurred, there's a court hearing. Now let's see what you said, Passion Lisa. She didn't have to say this until things were being processed. I read that part, and an arrest had been made. I understand the income from the channel, but she scrubbed the YouTube channel and deleted TikTok. Yeah. I mean, the only video that is still live on that channel is the one where she puts this statement out. Not only that, she's not making any money because everything else is gone. But she's made over 2 million views in what, 8 days? Let me look. Let me go back over here. In 8 days, she's had 2.3 million views. So that's a nice chunk of change right there. Now, is that her goal? I don't know. She did, when I looked in her face when she made that statement, she did look like she's upset. Like, she's suffering something. I saw embarrassment in her face. I don't know. If a grandmother, because she's saying that there's a grandmother involved, so where is she at? Why is she not talking? Why is this the niece talking and not, I don't know, his legal representative? You know what I'm saying?
There's so much proof behind all of this stuff that you all do not realize that is going to come down on her head. But yet you all are sitting over here believing her sob story, not doing your research, and paying her money. Girl has up to $2,000 already on GoFundMe. Probably more now because I haven't even checked this morning. But it's crazy how y'all will go for a black man or go for any man off of what a woman says. Like women don't lie every day to get ahead. I am
Okay,
a strong
but
advocate for black.
so what is it that she would expect you to do? What should the mother have done? Should the mother have not believed her child? Is that what she's saying? Like, that makes no sense. I mean, obviously, due process has to happen, and it does kind of make it difficult if someone else was implicated as well. Then, and again, y'all, we dealing with a 4 year old, and the only proof of anybody is her. So that's going to make this almost an impossible case. Well, this niece just said everybody was except one of the children. She said 3 kids was. And I believe the trophy wife has 3 kids um with this dad. Now here's what's weird. Okay, she's saying 3 kids were um dealt with, trying to be politically correct in the way that I state things. But and that's what she has with this man, 3 kids. So is she saying that, so she's implicating one of the other children and that they messed with everybody who was by this particular man, which in my mind opens up another possibility as well. I'm not going to state it, but it's just weird.
Black women, for women in general, for people in general. But men, I feel like we need to just slow down a little bit and not always think that they're the bad guys because it goes both ways. And I am a mother of a black little boy. So
Okay, let's go over to the comments real quick. You're right, Miss Cheek. That very well could be, because if you're thinking of a child doing something, they had to learn it somewhere. I mean, that's just the truth. And it's a sad truth, but it's the truth. And this second comment I'm gonna have to delete because of that word right there. Um, when it comes to words like that, you definitely have to you have to you can't use those words, basically is what I'm saying. Uh how do I delete it? Okay, how about this? If you will, Miss Cheek, the one that says that BS, they let convicted child blank out on probation. I need you to delete that comment so I won't have to, because the only thing I can do here is time you out, and I don't want to do that. So if you can kindly delete that comment, we have to be very careful with YouTube on the things that we say. And for me, I'd rather err on the side of caution than to leave it there and it'd be a problem later on. I'm just going to watch and see how this plays out, which is what, that's all we can do now. I do see 2 statements that we will read after this as well, but this is a lot.
for me, I can understand why she would want to cover up for her son, but at the same time, me personally, if my son is doing anything like that and I have other kids, I
Be
want to get him the
protected.
best help possible away
Yeah.
from his siblings until he is confirmed better. And I know he's no longer a threat to the other kids in the house, because you can't just sit over there and single out one kid and be like, oh, I'm going to protect this, but whatever happens to the other ones just happens. That's not okay. And then you want to sit over here and portray to these women out here that, oh, it's okay to be a trophy wife, just go for that rich man type deal. No, how about go get your own money? How about stop, please, ladies, please.
Okay, now I can see that two ways. Yes, get your own money. Yes, be self sufficient. But at the same time, I mean, why be a woman with a man that can't do nothing for you? So, I mean, I don't know what to say about that one, because a lot of women, that's what they look for. They look for someone to be a trophy to, and it just is what it is.
Stop waiting on a man to fulfill your life financially, spiritually, emotionally, all this other extra stuff, and find your own way. Do that. Because when you find your own way and you know your self-worth and you know what you are capable of and what you will tolerate and what you won't tolerate, then the good man will come find you. But until you know your self-worth, you're just gonna keep picking up anything off the street and being like, oh, okay.
Okay, but none of that has anything to do with this case. So really, it sounds like she's a little salty that this woman was able to find a man who was successful in whatever. Now, what do I feel about the lady teaching women to be trophy wives? I really don't have any opinion on it because it's not a bad thing. Um, I would think in my mind, if she's teaching them the correct way, being a trophy wife means that you are bringing something to the table and being a good wife. That's why your husband wants to shower you with gifts. Now that's what I'm thinking in my head. Now it's a different situation if you saying basically be a user, because it's ones out there that do that too, and it's women that um, target men as well.
He got a little bit of money in his pocket, so he gonna treat me right. No, because what the one thing that you don't realize is that man that has that money, he's also got a little brain in his head too. So is already aware of these women that's coming out here to do these things to him or to try to trap him in these ways just for money or attention or the clout or whatever. Like, come on. We are in 2024, about to be 2025. Why are we still doing these same little tricks? Somebody needs to be teaching y'all how to make your own money, how to get your own way. So then that way, when you do find that good man with a lot of money, then y'all can build together instead of sitting over there waiting for him to give you an allowance or whatever your little stipend for the month. Be real.
Now, I feel like she feels away because that's something that she doesn't have. So I mean, you can't be mad because somebody did something you couldn't.
Just want to let y'all know, for the crusties and the dusties,
Oh,
please be mindful of what you put out here on the internet, because you can be getting a lawsuit coming to your doorstep for you putting out accusations of stuff that you have no idea about. Everything that I'm telling you right now on this computer screen or on this platform, I'm letting you know that this is the truth. This woman is no records that that little girl has been touched by my uncle. No record.
okay. So for her to say
But it
that,
is a record that she had a
for her to say there is no record there, that means that there is no investigation going on. So what's the truth? Now, my understanding is that there is an investigation and that documentation is out there of this situation. Now, this is me looking into it as we discuss this here together, but that's the understanding that I had. Now, do you guys have a different understanding of that? Important thing is the children, but I think we all just talking about the whole all the compartments. Sounds like she's a sugar mama. She encourages lying and says she lied to get in his house. Allegedly, ISIS produced records. Now, I did see that somewhere. They said that there is proof that she gave. Okay, did he pay her to speak for him? We don't know because all she says is that her uncle cannot talk and that she loves her uncle. She did, and that's all she said. Obviously, I don't think she would tell that part though.
Diaper rash. It is a record that she has child abuse charges against her. It is record that her son has sent my uncle threatening uh, messages.
Okay, well, if the son thinks that you hurt his sister, I mean, that could make sense that he would send something like that.
It is a record that she's not telling the whole truth on this platform, what she said in the courtroom. The courtroom that she had my nieces sitting in looking at the wall the whole entire time so that they wouldn't get emotional looking at my uncle.
Okay, that makes sense. Why would they feel a ways unless they miss their daddy, which they would probably express that in action. So I get that she's on his side, but she's not making a good case for him.
Because they love their daddy. And now he has to suffer without seeing his kids because of the fact that this woman wants to lie and slander his name because she did not get what she wanted in the divorce.
Okay, is there a divorce pending? Also, she's saying that the kids can't see dad, whatever, whatever. So that means that there is a record of the father being on a restraining order, which means that they do feel that there could be something that he may have done. Now, they haven't arrested him according to the information that's been put out here, but I mean, they have to investigate. And the fact that more than one person was named, if that's true, would make the investigation more difficult because they have to make sure they have enough evidence to move forward.
The divorce that she did not put out that way. Because
That
me personally, if anybody had did anything to my kid, oh baby, I'm going down there first thing and nursing this person. I'm not about to sit over there and
divorce, who cares about a divorce? If something was done to my kid, what was that you said earlier today, Mimi? Up and stuck? Yeah, all that.
wait. If anybody rapes me or take my goods without me and my knowledge or without me saying yes, oh baby, I'm not about to stay married to somebody like that.
You should be going to the courts. And her mouth is reckless. And I really don't want to have to delete the whole part with her in it. So I think I'm going to stop her right there. But those are the two things that that's what she had to say. Sounds like she's a jealous bee. If this is her uncle, she needs to hush. This is making it worse. That's true too. So let's go over to ISIS channel to the community wall. Um, as you're saying that there may be something there. Let's go see what we can find over there. So 4 days ago, so she put up her initial video, let's see, 8 days ago, and she has 2.3 million views. So going over to the, let's see, podcast, nothing, playlist, nothing, community wall. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this in. So we can all see it. Oh, dag, I think that's the wrong one. Okay. So this is her page. Now let me go down. 4 days ago, she put up this. Let me pull it down even more. This is the GoFundMe. Thank you for all your support. I can't begin to express what it has meant to us. For and for those who wonder why I did this, I was left with no option. If you feel compelled, please donate to us. Starting over, anything helps. Okay, so let's open that up. Okay, she's had 192 donations, $8,000. Let's see. Can y'all see that? No, you can't see that. Hold on. Let's see if it's in there now. Alrighty then. She calls it the starting over fund. It's $8,608. I don't know what to say about that. I mean, obviously she is out there. She must be relying on this man. He must be providing a pretty deal. Oh, somebody gave her $2,000 on it. Hi, thank you for even clicking this link. Please donate if you can. A little from everybody could go a long way for my babies. Thank you for your support during this difficult time. God's not done yet. Isis Morales is her name on the GoFundMe. Nice, simple there. That's all she's had to say there. Now let's go over to this other. Um, let's go over to this other message that she put up and see what she has to say. Ooh, this is a booger bear right here. Okay, if I need to be bullied, lied on, discredited, and whatever else to bring awareness and put attention on this man's crimes, then so be it. All those calling me a liar will eat their words. It's sick to see those who have so much negative things to say about me and barely anything to say about the monster who has committed these acts against his own children. This is the reason victims stay silent, and she is not being incorrect in stating that because this is coercion, fear, things like that do keep people silent. And the cycle continues and continues. The criminal investigation on my husband began from the time I was in the hospital. I tried to press criminal charges the same time I filed the protection order against him, but was told I couldn't because the state must do so. Unfortunately, these situations are more common than you think. And because of this, the state is working through many cases in order to get to mine. Mm, Now, I don't know about that part. Tell me what you guys think about that because let's be honest. If he has committed these egregious acts against this child, why would they have to wait to get to it? Apparently, they don't see this as number one, something that they can easily, um, I guess, prosecute right now. Number two, they don't feel they have um, enough evidence because if they had, they wouldn't be waiting. If there was a situation to where somebody else was named, it makes it more difficult. And they're dealing with a 4-year-old. And the state has to have enough evidence to pick it up. And the prosecuting attorney, during a period that he is probably in office and going to be reelected because he is an elected official, probably is not going to take up a case that he doesn't feel, especially like this, that he feels he can win. Now, again, it's only been 8 days since she made this public statement. I don't know how long this has been going on, but um, this is this is a big situation. Just let me say that. Unfortunately, these situations, I already read that part, at least in my state. Women cannot just press charges for SA. She's saying in her state you can't. I believe this is unfortunate because women may have not always been truthful in these situations. However, in this case, it is very truthful. Well, I mean, anybody can say that. It's crazy that monsters like this can walk free for weeks, months, even years sometimes because charges or convictions. I can't wrap my head around it. The system must change. I've done everything I can. All that I had left was my YouTube audience. So, in other words, she's been trying to get attention on this situation uh, for a while and doesn't feel she's been given the proper attention. So, she's taking advantage of her YouTube audience, which clearly worked because this situation has went viral. But that doesn't make it more truthful just because of that? Now, my question is, there's supposed to be proof out here. So, what is the proof? For all who pretend that I knew this was happening is completely untrue and the sickest assumption I've heard thus far. I can't believe this is what you all have come up with. If you call me on a Saturday today, you will hear the same ruckus in the background because that's what it sounds like with 5 kids in the home. I deleted my videos because I'm so tired of being blamed for my daughter's situation. Yet the PDF gets off easy. Okay, first time I've seen it mentioned like that, but I get what she's saying. Thank you immensely to those whom have donated to the GoFundMe. Now I wonder, I mean, because we could argue that she did this to try to raise money because she's without money. Um, and I do recall her saying that when she first started to make the statement, she mentioned that she hadn't been posting a lot since she had her new baby. So she may not be making a lot of money on social media, which is even more so a reason that she would need help. So, I mean, if we can see this based on who you are in your personal life and experiences, you could see this in all kind of ways. I can now afford to hire a lawyer to fight my husband in court whom is trying to get custody of his victims. If I had made that video, if I hadn't made that video, I would still be in the same powerless position trying to fight a man whom has much more resources than I do, which is a scary place to be. Please stop being so insensitive. Jesus will have the final say. Well, I'm going to say this. She is talking about having less resources, but on the other side of things, you're teaching women to be a trophy wife and have no resources. So, if nothing else, there's a lesson in this for her and her audience. Even though you're with a person that has much more than you should still have something. Whether it's just good credit, whether it's, a reasonable income, you should always try to find a way to level up and bring something to the table. I had a recent conversation with my daughter about that because it's a lot of people teach that just find a man to take care of you. You need to find somebody to be your mate and your love and your equal, but you should also bring something to the table. Is there any other information y'all would like to look at in reference to this? We see what what the aunt said or niece or whatever. We see what the mother said. I saw a post saying that there's supposed to be receipts out there. Let me see if I can bring that up. I'm just trying to see if I can see anything else. I really don't see trophy wife husband knee speaks out, says she's lying. ISIS responds. Trophy wife receipts. Um, I really would hate to put that out there and not know what's on that video, being that it's on somebody else's channel. So basically, we just have what we have here. I don't want to really pull anybody else's information in without knowing what I'm pulling in. Tell me what you guys think that is here in the chat. I know it's not a lot of us, and I know it's in the middle of the night. Um, but what do you guys feel? Now, remember, Mimi, we spoke about this earlier, and I really had said I wasn't going to talk about it, but when I seen it on Carlos's channel and I saw the video that she put up, I didn't feel it was too explanatory and it didn't go too far into details to where I could have a conversation without, I guess, being not only triggered myself, but triggering other people. I know a lot of people know about the story. I've heard about it, but I mean, just sitting here looking at this video, looking at what the aunt said, I mean, the niece says, I don't know who to believe and I don't know what to believe. Now, the fact that apparently this has been going on for a little while, although there is a contact order in place, they have not found the need or they have not formally arrested him. That kind of speaks a little bit, but it really doesn't speak to the legitimacy of what he's saying because they are saying that two kids had something happen. And with the two kids that had something happen, it could be one person or it can be another. Without compelling evidence, they really can't move forward. So the only person who wins is the true person who did what they did. The people that lose is all the kids. Mom too, because she has these broken babies that will probably need counseling. You know, I mean, that could go so many different places. So tell me, what do you guys think? I don't know what to think. um, we know that something happened. We don't know what happened. So without anybody else input, I'm just going to kind of leave it there. Um, I see why she could need help. If she needs the money to, if she needs the money to get an attorney, it makes sense. The fact that she took all of her channel's videos down could mean that she no longer believes in what she taught other women before, or it could mean that she's sincere in her approach to use her platform to help herself and that she don't want to be making money off of other stuff as a way to show her sincerity. So you know what I'm saying? You can look at that both ways. All we can really do, like you said, Passion Lisa, is watch this situation and see what comes out of it. That's all we can really do. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead, I guess, and conclude this video here because we looked at both sides of the situation. It really could go any way. There's been no arrest. It's possibly two people affected as far as on the uh, defensive side of this, which just makes this a more destructive situation and makes it more probable that those babies don't get the justice that they deserve. So, what else is there to say? I'm gonna look at it some more. I'm gonna go watch other videos to see if I can find more proof that we can talk about later. But as of now, I'm just going to conclude this video. And again, it's the middle of the night. I don't know if y'all don't want to sleep over there on me or what, but I do thank y'all for stopping in. And we will continue to watch the story. And if there's an update to do down the road, we will definitely do an update on this. Again, thank y'all. We can also continue this conversation for those of you in the replay in the comments. And I'll see you in the next video. Dress yourself in one of the expressive t-shirts from Kush Online. Over 109 styles and 18 colors. Kush takes the stress out of getting dressed. Okay, Grandma. Now take us on out of here.
Oh my God!
You the ugliest bitch I ever seen.
Me?
Let's come get this motherfucker.
Me or you?
You tough-mouth bitch.
Damn, Grandma, you gonna get me fired. Dang. Stop what you're doing and go follow Gamble with Mish.